Hi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Malty Monday. We're going to be looking at the pumpkin beers of the season. So I want to welcome everybody in the panel. We have Louisiana Beer Reviews and his buddy. I'll let him introduce him when he comes up. We have Beer Man.
Cheers.
Miscellaneous Magnets.
Whoa.
Alex, the Beer Master.
What's up, people?
Michael Komroff, Ace of Pumpkin.
I'm here.
No,
And Thomas Metal 75, the devil.
What's up?
I want to say cheers and welcome to the chat as well. Thank you guys for being here. We got Burley Sullivan, Thrash Metals there, Julie Gilpin as well, Milfru Paul. Thank you for showing up here. Appreciate you. This is Sea Life. Awesome. Thank you for being here as well. And yes, your pumpkin bread that you made looked wonderful. I watched that video. And they actually did the full thing where they ate at the end of the video. So you get the how it kind of tastes. They talked about that. So I appreciate that because that was one of my things I kind of said to because their son in one of their videos. If there's anything you think that they could do a little bit differently to say it, and I said it, and they did it. So very cool.
Nice.
Everybody's here. Caller Spotty, Clint Brook. Thank you for showing.
What's up?
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
And miscellaneous magnets as well. So let me go ahead and just read through what I'm not going to go through the BJCP stuff, but I am going to just read what I found because it's a little bit more in depth on beers.
Okay.
Beers have been made with pumpkins in this country since colonial times. Back in the day, barley wasn't grown here, and importing it from Europe was expensive. The early colonists had to look to other sources for fermentable sugars to supplement what little barley they had in beer. One of those sources was pumpkin. Even George Washington is reported to have made a pumpkin beer. Modern pumpkin beers began as a gimmick in the mid 1980s when California brew pub owner and avid gardener Bill Owens needed a use for a massive gourd growing in his backyard. He baked the pumpkin, mashed it with his grains, added some spices, and sold the resulting brew in his pub. Buffalo Bill's Pumpkin Ale was an instant hit. It went on to become the first commercially produced and distributed pumpkin ale in the country. From there, the rest is history. Pumpkin beers come in all shapes and sizes. Most are malty amber ales with amped up alcohol content, but low alcohol versions do exist. And pumpkin stouts and porters are not uncommon. There are pumpkin lagers, pumpkin pale ales, even a pumpkin sour or two. Many pumpkin beers aren't even made with pumpkin. They rely instead on spices, malt, and other sugars like brown sugar or maple syrup to give that pumpkin pie impression.
Shocking.
All right. Let me take this off so you guys can all hear me better.
BuMpy.
Hey there, Dr. BuMpy.
Jammer. Just in time. Let me see if this will post. I tried posting it earlier. It wouldn't post. All right. There is the link to get in to join up on panel if you would so like to. Let's go ahead and move along with Ron Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews. And I'm going to try to, how do I do this one? This one. Then. Boop.
There you go.
You got the floor.
Whoa. That is messed up.
Okay. Tonight, I'm gonna do Blue Moon Harvest Pumpkin Ale. Now, I was looking at the website. They're still showing an older label on their website. It's sold in fall, of course. It's 5.7% alcohol, 16 IBUs. It's certified kosher, and it's brewed by Molson Coors Brewing Company. Oh, the ingredient, real fast. Of course, wheat, Blue Moon, but they say they use real pumpkin, and they use harvest spices, including cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. And it should pair well with beef dishes and seasonal soups. So now I will take the glass and I will pour the pumpkin beer into the glass. And there was a little bit of water vapor, as I call smoke. Sometimes I'll say it as smoke. All right. Oh, it's crackly. It smells spicy. It smells gourdy, like a pumpkin, a little bready. Thing about this beer, it's very low profile. You know what I mean? It doesn't scream spices, it doesn't scream pumpkin, it keeps everything in check and moderate. But 5.7, I mean, it can get you a little in trouble. And it was $8.99 for the 6-pack at Mathern's. So it smells very nice. Let's go with the taste.
Cheers.
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 Oh yeah, cheers. Sorry. Well, it's a pretty good amount of pumpkin, and I'm going to say, with this product, there's more of the pumpkin pulp than the spices. Actually, I mean, you get those spices I described; they're there. You don't really get like what a lot of these pumpkin beers. You know how a lot of them you'll get, and it'll taste like pumpkin pie crust. But this doesn't really taste like that. It just tastes like pumpkin pulp, bread, like wheat bread, and some subdued spices. The body. That's medium, high, medium. It's got some body to it now. The finish is fairly crisp. It's easy going. It's drinking the carbonation. I like it. I would go with a 93 out of 100. I think it's an excellent product. Now, I was going to do a special surprise, but I'm not going to do that because I poured too much beer. I was going to shock the world and probably anger the world by drinking a little bit of the Christian Brothers holiday, but oh well. It can wait. But it's pretty good when you add cinnamon to the top of it. Pour it and you add a little cinnamon, and it's like a nice little cha-cha. Now, tomorrow morning at dawn, get ready for a total blowout. I've got Ron Rico Gold Label rum. Yeah, it's been on the market since 1860, and has no chance against Bacardi Reserva Ocho, which actually was produced in 1862, but it wasn't available to the public until about 5 years ago. It's an 8-year age. It was something that the family drank. The Bacardi family drank it, and then they decided to sell it. So if you want to watch a real show, watch that tomorrow. We have Wild Card Wednesday coming up, and so bring whatever you want, beer, wine, or liquor. Most people tend to bring beer, but anything else is fine. So thank you for letting me join and present this enjoyable beer. And Dr. Morgus is here monitoring things.
Hello.
Hello.
You creepy dog. You creepy.
That's a very creepy doll.
Cheers.
It's a puppet, and it used to be a TV show, and it was called Dr. Morgus.
All right.
World of some crazy. Check out videos for Dr. Morgus. I was just watching an episode before we came on. It was do-it-yourself nuclear reactor in your house. He had He was going to show people how to make your own nuclear reactor at home
All right.
Woo!
to save
Right on,
electricity. You didn't have to pay the power company. All right. So thank
Nice.
you, BuMpY. Y'all
Yeah.
have a good night.
Jay, take care.
Cheers,
Well,
Ron.
Jay, yeah, thank you for coming on. Cheers.
Cheers, Ron. See you in 20 years.
Cheers.
Bye, Alex. Bye.
See you, my brother. Good job, Ron.
All right. So let's welcome in. We have a couple new guests coming in. We have Micah's Mix.
This is
What's
my
up?
costume.
Ask me about my ninja disguise.
Wow.
Very nice. And then we have a Jammer fan here as well.
What's up?
Looking groovy.
Peace, man.
Peace. So let's see. We got, I think Beer Man is next.
Hey,
up.
man.
So from here on, just show do the showcase. So show what you're bringing and just show the pour and describe what it looks like. We'll go around
right.
everybody. We can all
Cool.
start our drink if we're not already drinking.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Hello,
I see you, BuMpY. I don't see.
There you go.
All right.
there you go.
Hey, thanks,
Dude,
BuMpY.
man.
Appreciate it. It's always fun coming here, man. Been a little under the weather, so hopefully I can taste and smell tonight. But yeah, so I've got One by Level Beer Company out of Portland, Oregon, and it's there. I'd like to speak to the manager. It's a pumpkin or a yam beer. I'm assuming it's gonna be more gourd like. I hope it is. It's an English style brown ale with pumpkin spice, coffee, and lactose. 5.5% ABV with no ABUs listed. It was canned 10/6/20, so it's about 3 weeks old. Hopefully it doesn't have all that cinnamon clove all spiciness. Not really. I like it light. Hard to go down, but let's pour this. Like the hair middle fruit. All right. I'm glad it's brown based too. That's really nice, and an English brown too. So nice chocolate kind of Tootsie Roll look to it. Tan head. So just real quick, smells really good. I'll go through this, but yeah, good looking beer. It smells more pumpkin, more gourdy. So cool. Right on. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Thank you, Beer Man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's throw in the clowns.
Okay, we have Dogfish Head Pumpkin. There goes my nose.
Love it. That's a great one. I love it, man.
7% alcohol. And let me see, I wrote down the IBUs. 28 IBUs in this pumpkin beer from Delaware, from Milton, Delaware. And it was bottled. Let me get my bottle opener. It was bottled on the 26th of August. So it's 2 months old. Should be okay for a pumpkin beer, I would think. This is the pour. Looks like an Alex kind of head.
Wow.
Michael, you're awesome. Keep it up, brother.
Okay, as you can see, it'll subside, but it starts out as a really big head. It is, according to the bottle, a brown ale with, let's see, where's the part? Brown sugar. I'm getting the part where I have to read it in the light. Brown sugar, pumpkin, allspice, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So when we come back around, I'll smell it and give you a description.
All right. Very good. And speaking of Alex, the beer master head, there it
What
is.
is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? I've had one of these beers before, but I never had the pumpkin one version of. This is the pumpkin smash from Big Muddy Brewing. I've had one of their beers before. I think it was I forget what it was. I see it in my head now, and I can't remember. Oh, I think it's the s'mores. That's what I had from this brewery. So far, they were good. So I don't remember what the ABV is. I think Legendary Mike or 6. Okay. All right. Then let's pour this in the glass, shall we, people, and see what it looks like. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that I'm feeling better. That's for sure. Let's check.
Aren't we all?
Back on the horse.
Yeah. I can settle again.
Now, that looks like a delicious golden, kind of like a haze chill kind of beer. Clear. Looks pretty darn good. Nice head. Wow. That smells like an actual pumpkin, like a pumpkin sweet spice.
All right.
All right. So I'll get into all this details on the next round there, Legendary Bumpy, and let you know what it tastes and all that. But color and everything, good.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Legendary
you.
Bumpy. Appreciate you too, bro.
On, your master.
All right. Let's bring in a creep show now.
Yo, whoa. Hello.
Miscellaneous.
All right, what's up, guys? I've got something from Harpoon here. It's the Dunkin' Pumpkin. Got a little info on it. Beer details, 5.2%. ABV is unlisted. The grain bill is pale malt, wheat, and honey. Has Apollo hops in it. Special ingredients: pumpkin puree, Dunkin' coffee, cinnamon, and lactose. Here, let me go ahead and take this shit off real quick. There we go.
That's pretty cool, though, man.
All right.
Ooh, nice pour.
Nice.
Looks pretty good. Not as dark as some of the other ones. Pretty light, I thought, for addition of coffee, but doesn't look too bad. Tight knit head, middle finger. Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Looking nice. Looking nice.
Looking good, man.
Next up, showcase Thomas Metal.
What's up, everybody? There's my costume for the day. Yeah. All
I'm a
right.
huge
So
fan,
we're
Tom.
freaking.
Sorry. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, we good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah. So I buy this one every year. I buy at least a 4-pack of it. I found them in cans this time from Portland, Maine, the Shipyard Brewing Company. They're Smashed Pumpkin. So they make a pumpkin head, which is like around a 5%, or a little more than that. But this is their Imperial pumpkin ale at 9% with 20 IBUs. It says on the back of this can, right around here. 20 IBUs. Pale whole wheat and unique malts, Willamette and Sapphire hops, and it says it's perfect. Pairs perfectly with when the leaves fall, when you're drinking, when you're playing football, and doing some Halloween candy. And I don't know when exactly this was canned because you can't really read that. So let us get it in a glass. Yeah, 16-ounce cans of 9%. Cannot generally complain with that. I normally don't go for a lot of the shipyard stuff. I just kind of either find it to be too plain Jane, or they just sometimes have this really weird, like diacetyl, like buttery popcorn movie theater floor kind of taste. Ugh. But this one, much better than that. So yeah, definitely you're getting your typical golden orangey color. And there's a lot of effervescence out of this one. Lots of bubbles, lots of carbonation. Head is dying down, as you can tell. Very soapy and sort of sudsy looking. The nose is definitely more on baking spice territory. Vanilla, brown sugar, nutmeg, cinnamon. And there is did I say brown bread? There's definitely brown bread, and there's definitely a toasty sweet element of the brown bread in the background. So pretty good so far. It doesn't smell big and boozy. So good.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, let's welcome in Mike as mixed. Thank you, Thomas Metal.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Up, Micah?
Hello.
How's your ninja costume?
My ninja costume is great. So I brought in the Voodoo Ranger Spicy Special Release Atomic Pumpkin. So this one got a little info on it. It's a 6.4 ABV Atomic Pumpkin Ale, perfectly positioned to capture the fall beer drinker who wants more than just an ordinary pumpkin or a Oktoberfest beer. It is ale yeast, 10 IBUs. Calories for those that care, 190. Hops are nugget. Malt is pale, Munich, caramel 120. And the spices are pumpkin juice, Saigon cinnamon, habanero, ahi, and Del Arbor peppers. So I'm expecting this to be a little bit spicy.
Right on.
Yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
Let me get this camera over here. It has a little bit better color when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, it does have a very nice orangey color, very pumpkin color. Got a good finger head on there. Very white head. So on the nose, I'm getting a little bit of the pumpkin, but like it says that you're supposed to get some cinnamon and cloves, and I'm not getting any of that right now. But I'll let you know once we get back to the next go round.
All right. Very good. Very good. Moving on over to Jammer Fan. Welcome.
What's up, guys?
What's
As you can
up?
tell, I'm totally ready. Actually, I am. But last week I felt bad. I didn't like pop and pour for you, so that's what I'm just gonna do the showcase. Like we're showcasing right now. So, has anybody heard of Epic Brewing? They're pretty popular? Who here? Anybody? Anybody?
Yeah, I can get those in
I've
email.
heard of
Yeah.
Epic Brewing. I've never had
Epic's
it.
Never heard of it.
I haven't seen anything
It's
from
some
that company
great
down here in
beer.
Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never
so-
seen it.
either.
They started off in Utah and they expanded to Denver, so they're kind of like a regional brewery for sure. What I like about the brewery is that they've stuck to their small roots and they do a rotating small batch series called the Exponential Series, and this is part of that. I wanted to bring something cool. This is an Imperial Pumpkin Porter from them. So I would say what makes it unique, just because I'm in the presentation phase here, is that they use Madagascar vanilla bean versus just adding in the vanilla flavor. And not all pumpkin beers even have vanilla. So it's sort of like a vanilla porter with pumpkin and pumpkin spice added and is imperial at that. So interesting.
Nice.
I'm actually my girlfriend is at my normal spot talking to her parents on Zoom. So I'm actually in the attic. Like I thought it would be great to do like a Halloween episode. Like, are you afraid of the dark style in the attic? I set up some lights, but I'm in the attic though right now. I thought it'd be funny. Sorry.
Hey, you got to
Come on,
make do
guys.
what you got.
You're busting my balls here, guys.
Is it hot up there?
All right. So I have to be. It's tougher to pour. Like I have to pour and then go like this and then show it to the camera because I'm like my laptop's literally on an old sofa right now as I do this. But it goes good with my like weird hippie costume. So anyway, this is Epic Brewing. Let me show the bottle again here. Their Imperial Pumpkin Porter. Now they actually stamp. It's kind of hard to see here, but I'll try to do it. They stamp each bottle. It's part of their Exponential series, so it's actually small batch. I think they only do 3,000 or 4,000 bombers of each year. I've had this before, and there's actually the past couple of years they've done a bourbon barrel aged version. This was $8.99, and I believe it's extra $5. It's $13.99 for the barrel aged version. I almost went for it this year, but I thought the panel would approve of me instead spending the $5 on this crazy Ghostbuster beer that, I don't know, Beer Man, you're in this neighborhood. What do you think of Oakshire Brewing? They're doing an ectoplasm Ghostbuster green beer this year, and I got it.
I gotta look that up. Oakshire's good, man. I like that's some good stuff there.
Looks pretty
Some
cool.
good
I'll have to
beers.
check that beer out.
That's awesome.
So
Heck
this
yeah.
is their Ghostbuster beer. It's basically an American sour. Sorry, I mean to like hijack this, but I'll just say it really quick, 10 seconds. 5.5% American sour, tangerine sour ale that they made like Mountain Dew colored. It's like a green ectoplasm beer.
Nice. Oh wow.
Anyway,
It's also
I'll try to bust that out on the after chat. In the meantime, all right. So I've presented this. I just want to like fast forward really quick. I don't want to take away from anybody. So, it's a porter. I want to say that this is definitely different than there's a lot of pumpkin stouts like Warlock from Southern Tier. You know, there's a lot of like those like coffee cappuccino-y. This is more like baker's chocolate and more like Styrian hops and like bittery caramel kind of stuff like that. So really quick, yeah, I'm getting those kind of things. And I think I'll pass it on, BuMpy. I'll just move on. Let's move on past me. But I'm getting good things out of this. I'm getting very like European hops and like baker's chocolate and pumpkin and just like it smells like a British Christmas.
Sounds pretty.
British Christmas
and
British.
pudding. I'm figgy pudding.
Halloween.
A figgy pudding.
So
Yes.
the brew I'm bringing is from Pipe Dream Brewing Company. They are in Londonderry, New Hampshire. And this is their pumpkin French toast. Comes in at 6% ABV.
Wow.
Sounds like dessert right there.
It's a brunch beer.
Sounds like brunch beer. If brunch is 8:46 p.m.
Oh man, that's like a golden yam color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got that nice orange coloration to it. The head has even a little bit of an orange hue, a little bit of that orange cream coloration. Nice tight bubbles, and it's clear into orange. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this one back to Beer Man so he can talk about his brew.
Well, cool. So I'm gonna pour this. I have a little left. It's in a pint, so I'm gonna kind of. It really brings up the retention's great. That didn't really work very well, did it? Anyway, it poured at about a finger head. Gave me a nice little kind of a tan, almost even a khaki looking head. Very dark brown ale, English brown. That would go with our English friend that was there in the chat. But he left. But this is an English brown style. And in the nose, it is, and believe me, I can smell, and it's crazy. I'm not getting let's see. It's just chocolate. It's chocolate espresso forward. It has a little bit of it doesn't really have the I'm not getting lactose. I'm not getting like a milkiness or anything in the smell or nose. As far as the look, though, the retention's just great. The head sticks around. When it was lower, I'm not going to shake it around now, but go everywhere. But it really came back fast. It was really nice. The bubbles are about a medium. It's a medium carbonation. It's an opaque beer until you get to the bottom. It's kind of it's not ruby. It's more of a chocolate brown, Tootsie Roll brown at the bottom. A little ruby there. I get a little ruby in the light, but it's opaque. You can't see through this. But what I got out of this in the smell was more of there was no spice. It was more of a slight pumpkin squash kind of feel to it, but nothing overwhelming. It was very much chocolate forward, brown ale forward. It tastes very much like a brown ale, actually. Let's go in for the taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
The beer matches
Cheers.
your hairstyle very well.
I love the color. Great color.
Right? That's perfect.
And with the beard.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my
It's got a medium carbonation on there on the tip from right off the tongue, right as it goes on. It's just this smooth kind of it's got that lactose kind of feel to it, the smooth, milky kind of thickness. It's very nice, but it's a medium light body. It's a 5.5%, and it does have that kind of like a chalkiness on the side of the tongue in the back. Kind of dries off. It is a little wetter in the mouth, around the palate, everywhere. It's just really wet. There's no alcohol, no boozy, nothing like that. Low volume here, very sessionable beer. If you're wanting to do a pumpkin like beer, this may not be it, only because it doesn't taste like a pumpkin beer. I'm not getting what I would have thought would be pumpkin, maybe if it was an amber, a little lighter beer, a little lighter, more amber colored beer, something that would bring out the pumpkin more. I think, I don't know. I don't know if they added enough stuff to it or what, but it tastes like a brown ale to me. It does have that little bit of spice, but again, I've been sick, so maybe I'm just absolutely dumb right now. Sick dumb, let's say. But I got one in the fridge, and I'll try it, and I'll get back with you guys later in the back end if it tastes different in 3 days. But the finish is just great, though. It does feel nice and dry, nice and kind of a dryish, like it kind of lets everything go and just let you feel good afterwards. It's real nice and thirst quenching. I definitely have a score on this. My thoughts on a score anyway. I wasn't super impressed, but for a brown, it's not bad at all. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you
Right
very
on.
much.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, beer man.
Yep. All right. I believe that brings us to the Ace of Pumpkins.
Okay. The head has subsided. Remember that head that we had at the beginning? It's down to a very slim white head. And the color, it's kind of hard to see in this light, but it's a reddish clear color. And you're getting the carbonation coming straight up. Let me give it a nose. You kind of get the pumpkin in it a little bit, but you're getting more. I think the spice is more accentuated. You can smell the cinnamon and the nutmeg. The allspice maybe is a little bit more muted. It has brown sugar in it. It doesn't smell sweet. And let's see, I will give it a shot and give it a drink. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers.
Okay. All right, you get the kind of pumpkin pie in the taste with all those spices coming on like right behind it. So you have the pumpkin pie feel with all the spices. It's not sweet, but you can tell that there is some sweetness in it. So it's not cloying at all. It just has some minimal sweetness, and you're getting kind of like a vegetal kind of feel to it. A little on the gourdy side, but it has a medium mouthfeel, and 7%. The spices have really toned it down to the point that this could be a dangerous beer because you could drink this pretty easily. You can't really taste the 7%.
Nice.
I would recommend this to people who don't want the pumpkin to be in your face, in that the pumpkin pie that you get is not all pumpkin pie. The spices pumpkin pie combination is very well put together. And it's not like it's so complex. It's just that they've done a good job of balancing the flavors together, so it goes down pretty easy. It has a dry finish, which gets you to want to drink more. And overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll be back with a score when we come back around.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Michael.
There you go. I've known that one forever.
All right, let's go. Who are we at now?
We had Alex, the beer master, maybe.
The beer
Not
master?
keeping track of this stuff.
You think
Let's
so?
go to Alex. Screw it.
What is up,
Alex.
everybody?
Hi, Alex.
It did have a couple a 2-finger head earlier. Obviously, I forgot to show you that, but it smells like a pumpkin pie. It has a nice color to it. I've already drank a little bit of it. It's very good so far. I mean, all right, let's see what this tastes like again. Cheers.
Cheers to the beer master.
Cheers.
Salute.
The first thing you taste is like a cinnamon pumpkin flavor. I like it. At first, I kind of smelled raisin.
Hmm.
Um,
I guess I can see that.
it has kind of like a sweetness to the back of the throat. There's a nice sweetness to the back of the throat, which I like. Also, some dryness. It's very not too bad. I really like it so far. I would get this again if I can get it again. I would get this beer again. It's a very tasty, tasty beer.
So it finishes. I didn't mean to cut you off there. If I did, I apologize. But it finishes. It starts kind of on the sweet. It starts pretty pumpkin spice sweet, and then it's got a nice dry mouthfeel when it finishes.
Yes,
All right.
I would get this again. I don't like the dry beers, but I would get. Unfortunately, I say that I don't get them again, but I would get it again because I like the taste of the beer. Just because I don't like the dryness doesn't mean I don't like the beer, because I dealt with this with New England IPAs. Yeah. When I drink these New England IPA beers, they taste really good. They have a dryness. But I want to drink it because it tastes like orange juice, or it has that feel of an orange juice.
Hell yeah.
Not jump off the subject, but so far this beer's been so good.
Another fruity stuff.
Those dry beers, that's how they get you, man. They want you to get back in the glass and have more.
Yeah,
a little more. Very tasty so far. I'm really enjoying the pumpkin taste, the pumpkin pie / pumpkin. It's just so good. I'm enjoying it.
Man, that sounds good. Sounds tasty.
And obviously, this brewery I've already drank before from having a s'mores one, and that is pretty tasty. So, so far, this brewery has been very good to me. So, I'm going to continue to drink their beers.
How much more you want to say about a beer and a brewery than that, really?
All right, guys.
I don't know where it's at, though.
You got to work on them sending you free beer now.
I don't keep it up there, legendary BuMpy. I don't know where this brewery is from. I think it's Michigan. I'm not sure, but I think it's Michigan. I don't remember.
Somebody looked it up earlier. I don't know.
Look it up real fast. Oh boy.
Well, we do that in the more to miscellaneous.
So this is very good, and I'll let you know about the rating on next time around.
Murfreesboro, Illinois. If anybody knows where that crazy place is, maybe our good buddy Kyle knows where that is.
Right. It's in Illinois.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
Miscellaneous. All right. So, I mean, the beer does leave some of those little lying alcohol leg runs there. Not a lot of lacing. Definitely will regen ahead. It's had that fine white line the whole time. So, it's going to my notes on the nose. Did have a slight pumpkin note, obviously followed up by cinnamon. Did have a nice toasty malt flavor, followed up with a nice light coffee on the nose. I don't know if it was the malt or the coffee or whatever, but I was picking up a very slight hint of chocolate. I don't know. Obviously not in there. The pumpkin is really nice though. Like when I smelled this beer, it definitely reminded me like if you open a can of like Libby's pumpkin puree.
Yeah.
That real gourdy smell to it. On the taste, like I said, it had that authentic pumpkin taste to it. Light in body, very light sweetness to this beer. The coffee note is not as predominant in the flavor of the beer. I'm finding it's more in the nose, but I'm trying to hold on to just this tiny little bit and let it warm up just a little bit more, so I can probably get some more notes out of it. But yeah, light spice notes, and this is a very delicate beer at 5.2%. It's been hard to pick specific notes of what I'm getting exactly. It's not bad. Doesn't leave the palate dry. Lactose presence, not really, not so much. I guess that helps with, like I said, around the glass. But yeah, Dunkin' Pumpkin. That's what I got, man. So Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. That was
Cheers.
awesome.
All right. Thomas Metal 75. Can you follow that up?
Got my last little notes down. I've had said beer many times before. It actually does really well when you get the bomber bottles, maybe in the cans. I don't know. You age them for a year and a half. This thing does very well. Again, Smash Pumpkin from Shipyard Brewing Company. I didn't know this until I just read the can this time around. It is they're from Portland, Maine, the Shipyard Brewing Company LLC, but now they're doing South Burlington, Vermont, and Rochester, New York. So there you go, people. I didn't read this, but it says it's a big-bodied beer. It pours a light copper orange with pleasing aromas of pumpkin, cinnamon, and burnt sugar, balanced by a mild lingering sweetness.
Nice.
My God.
Nice.
And a slightly warm, bitter finish. This Smash Pumpkin is the perfect beer for when the temperatures start to drop and enjoy all the flavors. This ale is best drunk at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was pretty cold when I got it out of the fridge. It seems to have warmed up. Maybe somewhere between 50 and 55 at this point. Could be the high 40s, but it's warming up better now. So we did talk about the look of the beer. I've had it many times, and yeah, in this style shaker pint glass, the head didn't keep at all like it normally would. And the aromas, yeah, we talked about those. Those are your pumpkin pie, baking spices, vanilla, cinnamon. And then when you taste said beer, and cheers to you all, including this man, Middlefruit.
Cheers,
Canada.
Paul.
Cheers, Eric.
So don't mean to interrupt you, man, but have you had the original like recently? Have you had the original like just Pumpkinhead lager or whatever they have? The Pumpkinhead ale?
I have not had that beer really, really recently, but compared to Pumpkinhead, this has a much fuller, richer body and mouthfeel, more oily and a stickier mouthfeel than the Pumpkinhead. I'd say different strokes for different folks, but there is a good amount of drinkability with the Smash Pumpkin, and I will tell you about that. Would you say
the Pumpkinhead has a whipped cream feel? Sometimes I get that. Sorry, I'm curious if that translates to this one.
I can see that there's more of like a creaminess or like a milky creaminess.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, for sure, man.
The flavor here is gourd. No, okay, never mind. The taste is very. Tough crowd tonight. Taste is very vanilla and cinnamon, very spiced, flavored on the palate. Like again, baking spices. Brown sugar is coming out big time in the beer. There's a bit of an earthy pumpkin or like a fruit note. Maybe Michael Komarov's more correct on the terminology, more vegetal. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. A very toasty brown bready note to it. And at 9% that the beer is at, you're really not tasting alcohol for the most part. It warms in the upper chest region in the body when it's going down, but on the actual palate, there's none of that, really. It's a medium towards the full side of the body for its mouthfeel. Yeah, it's very effervescent feeling, very crisp. It's got a wet finish. At some point, I guess it does dry, like Alex was talking about, but I would say it's a pretty wet finish for the most part, but not one I'd say is super refreshing. In other words, it's got a somewhat sticky mouthfeel even around the glass, and it does not, but it doesn't give the brew. It's not giving the brew any refreshing quality with that nice sticky, bigger mouthfeel. Again, however, the 9% of the beer, this 9%er does actually drink really easy. The beer is not void of a higher alcohol feeling. However, it does a really nice job keeping it from being too rough on the palate at all. So this is one I come back to. I think Jay Terrio said it was like $10.99 for a 4-pack. That's probably $9.99 to about that $11-12 range in my neck of the woods. So yeah, really good beer that hides alcohol really well for the most part. And you might forget you're drinking a higher ABV, 9%. So watch out when you're drinking this one. So far, I love it, and I keep coming back to it. We'll chat later about Smash Pumpkin.
Cheers. Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, I was hoping to find Smash Pumpkin. I did find Smash Pumpkin this year, but it was like in August, and I was not ready. So I missed out. I missed out this year.
Happy Halloween, people.
All right. Thank you, Thomas. Let's bring in this ninja here.
What's up, guys? All right. So this one, I'm big on, if you ever have watched one of my beer reviews, which I don't do anymore. So this is where I do my beer reviews. So congratulations. I'm big on the ride. I love how a beer can take you on a ride as it crosses the palate and how every sip can be a little bit different, especially as it warms up. This beer is perfect. It does all of that. The very first taste that I got when it was really cold, I got a lot of cinnamon, real sweet. And then it kind of gave me like a little a wet feeling kind of towards the back. I wasn't getting, like, I'm reading what they're saying here, and they're saying that you're supposed to get some alcohol and slight bitterness. I wasn't getting any of that. Now, as it's warmed up, that cinnamon has died down. I've gotten more of a spongy feel on the mid tongue. But then if you sit there and let it just set for a minute, those chilies, that heat creeps up on you. Like, even I felt it on my lips. It was actually really, really cool. Getting on the side tongue, getting on the lips, getting at the back of the throat. It says you get kind of like the slight alcohol warming in the gut. To me, it's not alcohol warming. To me, that is a chili warming. Now I can see where some people could confuse the two. But it doesn't feel like an alcohol warming, like you're drinking heavy alcoholic beer, or even a whiskey or something like that. This feels like a chili, like good heartburn feel. And whenever I say good heartburn, it's like whenever you have really good spicy food and you feel it. Yeah, that good heartburn food. Phil, I would. I'm kind of a little bit of a chili head. But man, I'm really, really enjoying this. Like I'm getting so many different aspects as it goes across, and it that spongy, dry feel kind of makes you want to take another sip. But I'm kind of want to see what those chilies do, see if it moves around, see if it changes. I'm really enjoying this beer. The Voodoo Ranger did an amazing job with it. I'm quite happy with it.
All right.
I've been pretty happy with that company in general recently.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
Prices are on.
I like Voodoo Ranger beers, but I haven't tried their pumpkin beers yet. And unfortunately, they started doing it last year, their pumpkin series. And I haven't tried it yet. I still need to grab it, but I think they're probably going to be out.
I haven't seen anything from them pumpkin down here, and that's surprising.
Yo, I'm in Texas, and I was able to find it at HEB.
I've
this
seen
is their spicy special, so I like this one.
I've seen
good.
Dio got a hold of some of that stuff. He could get a hold of some of that, but that's like one of the only companies I have not seen any of their pumpkin beers. I'm surprised.
Yeah, this stuff is pretty amazing, though. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but I'll have a good score for this one. This one's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Nice. A gourd
Preview.
Right on, man. Awesome. Great job.
All right. Let's bring in Jammer Fan. What's he going to be drinking on?
Yeah, I'll grab the bottle again really quick, but I just want to say,
there's the Ghostbusters.
I want to give props to Micah for a great review. I actually, I live 4.8 miles from New Belgium Brewing and 3.8 miles from the Budweiser Brewing.
Oh, nice.
And like I have like 8 breweries within 4 miles of me, so it's pretty cool.
God. Yeah.
But I love that. That's a great. So the 2020 vintage that Micah reviewed is excellent. I've had that and it's great. So this is from Epic Brewing. It's they have 2 locations. They have one in Utah, one in Denver, obviously, and I'll try to give you guys the stamp here. This is Denver. This is a small batch series, so they give you like the state, the ABV, and the batch number. So nice. We're 7.8% brewed in the Denver brewery, and it's pretty cool. So here's what makes this unique. I'm just gonna try to like go through quick, and I lost my wig. I had like a crazy Doc Brown mullet that was going for a while, but it's gone now. So I'm doing my best, everybody. But it's an awesome panel tonight. Like, sorry, I was like interrupting Thomas Metal when he was doing his review. So I'll take some of my own time to say that like he's another person I haven't got to like personally be like, you're awesome when I was doing my multi Monday like crazy climb to the top watching all the videos and stuff. Like you get to know a lot of the people that have been posting here and it's cool. So you're a cool guy, Thomas Metal. But I will say that this beer is it's interesting. So I've had a lot of imperial stouts that have had vanilla bean. So what makes this an interesting entry into the pumpkin realm is that this is an imperial porter brewed with vanilla bean that then has pumpkin and pumpkin spice added in. So it's a local beer. This comes from the Denver location, and as far as I can tell from like looking at the date and everything, it's and the ABV stamp, it's 7.8%. And it was brewed sometime around August 28th of 2020, so not too long ago. If you can look at it, it looks very much like a porter. I will say that from the aroma, to recap, I don't get any coffee. I really don't get any of the normal stout flavors that you would get, but I get a lot of like chocolate, a lot of like bitter baker's chocolate, like that you would find in those cubes at the grocery store before you add any sugar in. It's that. It's like fresh gourd or some kind of chopped pumpkin. And then it actually has a chai tea kind of thing that comes up because they use you guys will have to help me, but it's like caramadam, like CARA. I feel like I asked
cardamom.
What is it called? Cardamom. Yeah, so they actually use cardamom in this, as well as fresh ginger, and then all the pumpkin spices on top of that. So it does also have like there's like a weird chai kind of like pumpkin chai kind of thing going on in it too. But it's just like this weird cola 7.8%, just very odd beer. I told myself I didn't want to come on here with like a Wine and Kugel pumpkin shandy and shame myself, so I tried to find something good.
Right on, then.
All right. So we'll come back and we'll have some scores, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I guess I got to come up now.
Yes, Dr. Bumpy. You have
Yeah, I want to hear you, Bo. I want to see what you got, man.
Tonight you will play the role as Mrs. Beerman.
Dr. Bumpy.
Yeah. Dr. Fauci, yeah. All right. So this Pipe Dream Brewing Company's pumpkin French toast. The aromas. I mean, it's let me rattle off some stuff and I'll rattle off some more stuff. Generic maple syrup smell, cinnamon, bready. Pumpkin? No, there's no pumpkin really in the aroma. I'm gonna say a couple things. So French toast crunch, not cinnamon toast crunch, but French toast crunch. Smells like that cereal if anybody's ever had it. If you haven't had it, it smells like I don't know. Is it Eggos? I think Eggos. They do the waffles and all that stuff. They have a frozen French toast. It smells like that as well. Generic maple smell with bread and all that stuff. Flavor on this thing. Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers, everybody.
It looks good, man. It looks good. I'll still give you that. It looks tasty.
So it does have a bit of a like gourdy type flavor to it, with that generic maple syrup flavor, a little bit of that bread. So it does resemble like a pumpkin French toast, which is it's nice. But I mean, it is a generic like maple leaf flavor. It doesn't taste like natural maple syrup. It's got like a medium body. The carbonation on it's kind of on the lower medium side, so it's not super carbonated, which actually works out. So if you think of like if you're having French toast and you have maple syrup and stuff all over it, it's not gonna be all spritzy all over your palate. So it kind of makes it it drinks more like a breakfast, I'll say. But the pumpkin is there. It does have the cinnamon spice in there. I can't say I'm picking up on nutmeg or anything else. I don't know what else they use, or if it is just cinnamon. All I'm picking up is that maple syrup, cinnamon, bread notes from the malt. It's nice. So it's I think well generated. It hits all the notes that it's going for, and I can say this: I picked up the regular pumpkin ale that they put out. And that's nasty.
No.
That is nasty. So this is like a regular pumpkin ale mixed with their specialty, whatever they do to make it into the French toast version. This is hands down 60% better. So what else? What else can I say about it?
Can I say something really quick, BuMpy?
It's decent. It's decent. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, man. Don't mean to interrupt you, but in my market out here in Fort Collins, I've seen a bunch of weird French toast beers from a North England brewery that's part of the 12% Beer Project. I don't know if is that affiliated with that. I keep seeing these French toast IPAs and all these French toast beers, and it's out of the Northeast, the
12% I think is out of Connecticut, because we get some stuff from from out west that is like what the heck's American Solitude or something like that, brewing company, something like that, and it's coming out of like Connecticut or Rhode Island, distributed by 12%. So I don't know who 12% is.
So we have this crazy out here in Fort Collins. We have this crazy 12% brewery, and they're sending a lot of. I've had a lot of French toast beers, and I was curious. I didn't know if it was like a style or something. And they're all coming from the East Coast, man. So I don't know what's going on.
It's probably it's got to be either like a thing where they do brews like contract brewing, or they are distribution.
Yeah. No, they're contract brewing for sure. Have you guys heard of Fat Orange Cat? I get a lot of that out here.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Yeah,
they have a nice white stout.
I just got Oh, dude, the white stout. Oh, I never thought I'd come across. That's like finding a rhino. Sorry.
Yeah.
The white stout. Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Minty, I ruined your time. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna shut up. Mute me.
No, that's okay.
I'll self-mute.
My time is already ruined.
Sorry.
I blame Beer Man for bringing up the white stout.
Just kidding. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to.
Do you mind if you start with me, since I have my live coming up?
Step up and stop embarrassing Londonderry. Pipe Dream Brewing has a love-hate relationship with. I guess it only has a love relationship with its patrons, because they're the ones that actually go and drink the beer. Pretty much everybody else has had maybe a beer from them and said they make crap. And so it's like it's funny. It's funny when you pick up something and you actually say, "Hey, this is a good beer from Pipe Dream." You're talking to somebody that doesn't like Pipe Dream at all. We won't give them any chance on any of their other beers. They're kind of they hit or miss for me. They either do a really good job or they do a really poor job. But
BuMpy, I just want to say I agree 100% with Pipe Dream. Sorry, I'll piece out really quick. I was just going to say you're 100% right.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to bring it back full screen. Now we're going to go. How do we have this? This was.
Can I go first?
You want to go? Oh yeah, because you have to go. Okay, so we can actually. Yeah. We can move this around. I know that you're last. Beerman, and then miscellaneous was
I think after
there, and then but Michael was before Alex, but then that, and then that. Got it. Go.
Yeah.
That looks about right.
Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so for me, this was amazing. It was absolutely delicious. I don't agree with everything that they were saying on there. It doesn't have that alcohol feel. Like I said, it's more of a happy heartburn feel. Makes me kind of want to take a little bit of Tums, especially as you get older in your age and you start having those spicy foods, you start feeling it a little bit more. But this is amazing. I didn't get a whole lot of pumpkin. I mean, you get a little bit on the front end, but after that, it's all about everything else going on. You got some great heat in there. You've got some great feel. I mean, the ride on this beer was absolutely delicious. I down the whole thing. It is really, really good. If you can find this Voodoo Ranger spicy release, highly recommend it. For me, man, that's a 97. That's amazing. It's good. That's a really good beer.
Good
The only thing
score.
that's lacking on is just for a pumpkin beer, I expected a little more pumpkin. That's the only thing that I would really have a problem with this beer. But other than that, it's really, really good. As far as what's going on in my world, I'm going live right after the show. So at 8:30 over on Micah's Mix. So come check me out. We sit over there, drink, play some games. I have some of y'all that are on here on this panel, and I invite people up from the chat. We have a good time, and we drink some more beer, and we have a great time doing a lot more live gaming. Miscellaneous participated last night with that, so thank you very much for joining that, sir. It was a good time. So if y'all are gamers and you wanted to come over and join, come on over. Other than that, cheers, guys. I'm gonna go grab another beer. So
cheers,
later, man.
Cheers, Michael. I'd like to say before you go, I would have joined tonight, but I got asked to work tomorrow morning. So
you're good, bro. You're good. I appreciate that.
So like soon after we create this poll, I will be heading off to bed.
Oh man, no, you have fun with that. I don't envy you. I don't envy you. So, all right, guys.
I put this was your weekend, legendary BuMpy. Starting.
It's supposed to be.
That's what he said. He got asked to work tomorrow.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all over there later.
Cheers, Michael. Thank you. Thanks for joining up tonight.
Yeah.
You can go check out Micah's Mix, what he's doing on his channel afterwards. If you're not going to be doing anything else, if you don't have any other plans, check out Micah's Mix. Dear man.
Hey man, change.
8 man.
You're right. That didn't work. Okay, so I would say that I was doing some research, and there's a mild, a southern, and a northern English style brown. So I would have to say this is more on the English style side with the light, somewhat sweet toffee, nutty caramels coming out. Had more of an herbaceous and the hops kind of feel, herbaceous, fruity kind of esters coming out. But the espresso, now what I did to make sure that I could smell correctly, you know what? Screw this right now. I can't breathe. So, and I can't see. So what I did is I took this Elysian Imperial pumpkin Imperial Ale and took it to the test, and I can definitely taste the spices. So that basically tells me that this beer was basically a brown ale. But the espresso really came out with this. The chocolate espresso, kind of more of a baker's chocolate kind of espresso-iness, really came out in this dark, nice brown. Very slight spice. Cinnamon comes to me somewhat. Rich but light. Easy to drink, but pumpkin no-go for sure. Didn't have the pumpkin feel to it. Very slight gordiness or squash more than anything, but not enough to know it was a pumpkin beer. The Elysian Cappuccino Pumpkin Ale compared to this coffee one was superb. I mean, this is definitely a no. As far as my score, I'd give the brown ale of this a 94. They did a fantastic job on the brewing of a brown ale, of an English Northern brown ale. 70 on the pumpkin style brown though. I gave it a C because I don't know. I got some things, but I think it had a little more that they could have done more to it, and not to down the company because they've got some great beers. I think it could have been better. So 94 on the style, 70 on the pumpkin ale. So cheers.
Nice. All right.
Cheers.
Yes, I will be doing my thing tomorrow. I'm here today. I'm getting better, so we'll be there tomorrow. If you got cheese, it's just anything. We'll be doing that at 8:00. Same old thing. Nothing spectacular. Bring your own stuff. And then Wednesday is 6:00 p.m. I'm going to be doing an American brown ale. I finally found Moose Drool from a Montana company out Big Sky. I haven't been able to get them for a while, so I'm going to be tasting them and then doing a recipe for an American brown on Wednesday. So meet me for that on recipe and review time. Other than that, I'm always trying to hang out with all you guys, supporting, doing the best I can. I'm trying to recuperate right now, so bear with me. But we'll be back in the business real soon. So cheers, guys. Thank you, BuMpY.
All right, BuMpY.
You guys are out. Almost dropped my beer. Okay.
I'm so glad you're doing beer and cheese tomorrow.
No,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
doing
stoked,
it.
I didn't want to have to wait a whole week to eat my cheese.
No, we're doing it. We're doing it.
I got something cool from Boulevard I haven't seen before, so I'm pretty
Awesome.
stoked about that.
Peace.
All right, miscellaneous. Let's hear you.
All right. Oh shit.
Yes.
BuMpY.
Not half dead yet.
Dr. BuMpY, it's nice to meet you.
All right. So I don't know, man. This harpoon Dunkin' Pumpkin, meh. My opinion. Some people, I don't know, man. It's too delicate and light flavors. I was looking for something a little more robust. To be honest with you, I mean it is a 5.2%. Drinks like a 5.2. I'm gonna score this at an 89. Would I pick it up again? I don't know if I'd spend $9.99 for a 6-pack. My opinion. It's nice to try it, but definitely can say that there's better pumpkin beers out there. So I wouldn't be hung up on the Dunkin' hype.
Oh.
That's just my opinion. It doesn't mean anything.
Drink your coffee instead.
Yeah, I just thought it was too light, too delicate. So like I said, 98. Plugs, I don't know. Did kill that one chip challenge. So I think I'm gonna step it up and I'm gonna get that 9 million Scoville gummy bear.
Whoa.
Tackle that thing.
I didn't watch the first video, man. I guess I should go watch it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is watch like it's 17 minutes, and then it was no heat. Everything was gone. Everybody's like, okay, we're satisfied. We can move on. You can have a beer now. But yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go for the 9 million Scoville gummy bear, since everybody else is gonna start kicking their chip stuff off. But other than that, beer chugs Wednesday, 10 o'clock, or was it? No, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Come join What's the ABV. Come play. Have a fun time over there. Alex is here. Don't have to plug him. Stout Sundays with Georgia Beer Reviews and Michael Kormoroff. That is 10:30 Eastern Standard Time AM. So get your big beers and go join Stout Sunday. Start the day off right. Other than that,
Awesome.
cheers.
Awesome. Thank you, miscellaneous.
Cheers.
And Cheerios. And now we go to the depths of hell with a rowdy Scottish biker dude.
Well, this is okay. We're not gonna do the accent, but I'm German. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We got the wow. That thing got really smashed. The pumpkin. How would I rate this beer? I like this beer. This is pretty good. 9% again is very hidden for the most part. It drinks like a bigger beer. It's got a little bit of a sticky body, but would I say it's refreshing? No. Is it crisp? Yes. Is it easy drinking for what it is? Absolutely. I think you're going to do pretty good if you have a good market for the craft beer. You want to find a pumpkin beer. And like with me, I want to find one that this is not the generic, like the little ABV pumpkin head from Shipyard. You can find something that's got a little bit of body, has a little bit of a character to it, and that's just a little bit different than the norm. And I think that the Smash Pumpkin does that. Could it be a little drier and less sweet? Sure. But that's to each their own. I'm going to give it a 93 today. I think I probably rated it higher in the past, but 93. And yeah, definitely drink it a little bit towards that 55, as they say. You're going to get more. You're going to get more malts. You're going to get more of the sweet flavors. You're just going to get more of what you're intended to get out of this beer. When it's cooler, some of that upfront sweetness and some of that malty flavor gets lost a little bit. So yeah, do drink it at a room temperature. And we're here on Monday nights for Multi Monday. I'm on Thomas Bennell 75 channel YouTube, the Massachusetts Beer Reviews. You'll see me on Wednesday on Beer Chugs, What the ABV. And Probably on some maybe Blake TV on Friday night. Who knows? Cheers.
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 Happy Halloween, people. Be safe.
Yes, have a happy Halloween.
Okay. The Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale. I am going to give it a 92, which is my lowest A. It definitely delivered the pumpkin, and it did not deliver a heavy alcohol kind of thing at 7%. Couldn't taste the alcohol. It was covered by the spices and the pumpkin that was in it. So I would recommend it. It's something which I guess, since it looks like it was mostly brewed in late August, you should pick up now if you want to get it before it's going to start. How easy this would be to find either. My food co-op had one anyway. My daughter got it for me. So you probably can find it if you want. It's just that it seems like with pumpkin beers in general, you get them in August or September, and you start getting into October, it's harder to find them because people buy up whatever there is, and it's a seasonal thing. You get into the holiday season and people don't want pumpkin beers anymore. So maybe you could still find one if you want to try it. But it's definitely the lowest A, but good enough for me. And I would buy it again. I seem like I buy this every year anyway, because I do like Dogfish Head a lot. And they tend to be a little bit on the higher price side, but they do make a quality product.
Mm-hmm.
And on to who's ever next. I think Alex the Beer Man is next.
Yep. I probably recommend the pumpkin smash from Big Muddy Brewing. Very good beer. It tastes just exactly, like it's supposed to taste like. I mean, very, very tasty. It has a great flavor. It mellows out after you drink it, but I don't, it doesn't need to linger around, so I enjoy this beer. It's a very good beer, so I highly recommend it. Please get it. It is, I'm going to have to give the beer so far, unless I probably will not review this again unless I find it to review on my channel, but we'll see about that. But I'm going to give this beer a 90. A 90. I really like this taste. I really do.
Nice. Excellent.
So it's a 90 it is. So if you can get the beer, please do. Get this. Please try to get it if you can. It's a very tasty beer. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Alex. And any shout-outs? Anything you'd like to say?
Oh, yeah, the shout-outs. So thank you. The shout-outs, 8 o'clock on Friday. Sorry about the other night. Everybody, whoever else, whoever's not on Marco Polo, I wasn't very
all right,
feeling
Alex.
great.
I just had a delicious dinner the wife made and couldn't share it with everybody.
I'm sorry about that.
I
I'm
had to
sorry
drink my
about that.
beer by myself.
But don't worry. Don't worry. There will be a wild card sometime in the future, and I'll make sure that I'm not that buzzed. So next Friday, this coming up Friday is pumpkin desserts and pumpkin beers. So if you can get pumpkin beers, get pumpkin desserts. Whoever has pumpkin beers left at their house or whenever you can get it, please do. So pumpkin desserts and pumpkin beers.
If you can't find a pumpkin beer anymore, is it okay
if you cannot
to bring a pumpkin beer, but something that you think might pair with it?
If you cannot find a pumpkin beer, I might just not even do the pumpkin beer then. I'm gonna say pumpkin beers, but it's just gonna be just beer, whatever, just beer, whatever.
Just
could be any beer.
Just asking because it's it's at the point like I was looking for pumpkin beers and because I told them ahead of time to put some aside for me. It was the only pumpkin beers in the store. They said no,
Okay,
we're moving on because we don't want to be stuck with pumpkin beers on the shelf that nobody's going to buy at the end of the season for.
Okay, well I'm gonna.
I'll send you. I got 3 of them in the back world
So
of my shit.
it's pumpkin beers, but it could be any beer. It could be any beer. I'm just gonna put any beers with pumpkin desserts, just in case you can't find pumpkin beers. So maybe next year there'll be actual pumpkin beer word. So
I'll overnight you guys some if you want one. I can't finish the 12. All right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pumpkin beers, but I'm just going to be beer. I'm just going to put beers just in case no one can find a pumpkin beer.
Yeah. All right.
So
pumpkin beers,
all right.
lightly.
Pumpkin slash beer.
Right, yeah, pumpkin beers.
Bring up pumpkin dessert or whatnot of some sort, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be pumpkin dessert, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Very good. Jammer fan.
Hey, whoa. Sorry, everybody. Actually, I love this panel. This is an all-star panel, so I just want to say, give yourself a cheers, for being an all-star awesome panel. Again, I'm in like an attic type of situation here, so I sorry, my costume's off, but if you look at like the fan, I'm trying to go for like, are you afraid of the dark? Kind of like, I wish the lighting's not as good. I wanted everybody to be able to see me, but like, okay. So, sorry, I'm just going for like, hey, I want on my first Malty Monday appearance, I said the beer I had was fun and everybody agreed that having something fun, that's a good thing. Right. So I'm just trying to have some fun with this. So, I think they really. I've had this beer every year since I think 2016. Epic Brewing started off in Utah. They moved to Denver. They actually had a beer called Escape to Colorado IPA. Has anybody ever heard of the Escape to Colorado IPA? It was they literally named an IPA after their move from Utah to Colorado. So they have a brewery in each state. Cool. But it's a very like, I don't know, it's a very niche brewery. They're malty. Their best beers are either like dark beers or Belgian beers or something like that. So this beer is very strange. So I'll try to sum this up quick in saying that they used way too much spice. I mean, I can taste like so that not only do they use cinnamon, caramelon, black pepper, clove, other things. They also use mace in this. They use a lot of different, like, really crazy spices. And I thought mace was. I had to actually look this up. I thought mace was something you just like. It was like literally weaponized, but no, you can actually use it. It's a spice.
Wow. Did he use cyanide?
No.
Does it give it kind of like a grainy, like a pasty mouthfeel? All the spice. I've had a couple beers like that recently, like some of these pumpkin beers, and it's got too much spice in it, and you could just feel it on the palate. Too much.
You're eating cinnamon.
Miscellaneous, you are 100% right. I think this year with this beer, oh my gosh, it pasted me. I'm just like. I just had this, like, it's not a puckery from like a citrus. It's like a dry pastiness. Yeah. It's a spice paste. I'll leave it off there. Spice paste.
Nice.
Hey, you guys are everybody's spelling it wrong in the chat. Oh. It's not corn. That would be spelled like this.
It's not mace.
So mace is a spice. You can actually really use it.
I thought you were talking about maize, the corn.
No, mace the spice.
No, okay. There's a spice called mace, and it's not bad. It's not a chemical. It's literally a spice called mace.
More similar to nutmeg, people.
There it is. Burley did it.
I can't spell anyway. So.
That's the corn, though. Mace is like they spelled it. MACE is mace, the spice.
It brings the nutmeg aromas and a warm taste to it any dish. There you go, people.
Jules says MACE. Jules is backing me up, man. I'm getting some Baker backup.
No, maize. No, MAIZ or MAZE is like it's like.
I'm saying MACE. There's actually a spice called mace. It's similar to clove or allspice.
Right, we got it.
Oh wow.
C.
All right.
All right. Good. There we go.
That was awesome.
Jammer, we need a number.
Right. Nutmeg seed is mace. Oh, wait. So if you guys like nutmeg, nutmeg seed is mace. There you go.
Oh.
All right,
Shit,
give
I cook food for money. I didn't know that.
So mace is super nutmeg.
Super in the face.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And like, I never thought about that. Like, it's getting like, I love eggnog, but if you like had concentrated it to 5,000 and sprayed it in my eyes, I probably wouldn't like it. Sorry, I derailed this whole thing. Oh god.
No problem. Do you have a score for your beer?
Yeah, awesome.
4 out of 100.
1 out of 2. What do you give your beer?
I'm still thinking. BuMpy.
Write down the 2 out of 100. You're good.
From 0 to 2.
Serious.
How do you rate your beer out of 100 there, Jemmer?
I would rate it. So I've had this over the years. It's like my grandma's pies. Every year it's a little bit different. I think this year it's pretty spice forward, but at the same time, it's got a cleansing back end. I would go like this year's pumpkin and this is a 7.8% Imperial Pumpkin Porter. I'm gonna take that in mind. I'm gonna go like 89.
Okay.
Very nice.
There you go.
It works.
Sweet.
So the last
So
score we need
for
is
my,
BuMpy score.
from my brew, the Pipe Dream Brewing and the pumpkin French toast. I'm at like odds with this one. It's I'm gonna give it a score, but it's gonna be based off of their original pumpkin ale being so horrible, and then using the same recipe but just adding something that made it much better, but it's still not perfect. I'm gonna give it a 91. I'm gonna give it a 91 out of 100. I said that it's decent. It does get really tough to drink after having a couple of them, though. So it's one of those ones that's kind of like I'm tired of it. And in that aspect, it's not like a very drinkable beer, I guess. But it's good. It's good to have one and be okay and whatnot. But I think 91 is a fair score for it.
Nice.
Because their other ones basically holy crap, almost a drain pour. So
Yikes.
I'm using my Halloween lighting now to give a little more spooky effect.
nice.
There
Shout outs. We're gonna try to create a poll for 4 beers that we haven't done yet. Anybody that wants to join on that's on panel, please do. We'll try to create that poll. It will be posted in the numerous Hangout groups that I'm associated with, Google Hangouts. And if you're not part of that, then it will also be posted in the description of this video.
Also
So
find it at
when it
Beer
goes
Man's
up.
community tab.
Well, Beer Man's community tab as well.
I'm actually terrified to see what the choices are. I'm just
Oh yeah,
like,
we don't know yet. We're
Stick
gonna
around, hang
work
out,
on it.
put your
Around,
2
we're
cents
about
down.
to do it.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody for showing up tonight. It was fun. And thank you to the panel. You guys are awesome. It was cool for most of you to come on with a
best
nice
panel.
costume as
You
well.
guys, so awesome, man.
Just to make it, a little more festive for the season. The chat. You guys were popping tonight. That was fun. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for showing the support for the Malty Monday to keep happening every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We will find out what next Monday's beer will be on Wednesday. Right around, I'm going to say around 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll announce it first on Wildcard Wednesday. As long as I'm there, unless I'm asked to work again, but whatever. We'll figure this out.
Tell them to hell with it.
But anyways, yeah. Beer and cheese tomorrow. Awesome. Looking forward to that. Alex's Food Friday. Always looking forward to that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good time. Thank you all for joining. We'll catch you on the next Malty Monday, and also because I won't see you until after Halloween. most part, the chat and all that. Be safe out there. Make sure that you're wearing, visible costumes if you go out with your children, especially and you're trick or treating. If you go out trick or treating without your children, you're just weird. But anyways, try not to get hit by a car. Try not to get sick as well, I guess. And check your candy. Make sure you check your candy before you eat it.
Yeah, because you never know.
Yeah,
People
buddy.
are crazy.
Or maybe they're giving stuff for the parents in that candy bag. Who knows?
That's right.
Let the parents eat it first.
Yes.
Currency.
All right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you all for joining.
Everybody.
And